Welcome back, everybody, to Rob's MetalWorks. We are here in the alleyways of the Dirty Dog Bar here in Austin, Texas. Yes, and we traveled all the way up here to see one of our favorite bands, the band from Colorado. I have with me Pete and David of Thrash Masters, Havoc. Gentlemen, welcome back to Rob's MetalWorks. It's great to have you.
Great to be back in Tejas. Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Good to see you, Pete.
Absolutely, always a good time.
I always wanted to get you guys in front of the cameraman. We're big fans of the band, and it's an exciting time because I think Havoc is really solidifying themselves in the anodes of thrash metal across the country and really now across the world. So let's talk a little bit about, before we get into your new record, Unnatural Selection, let's talk a little bit about what the band did after you finally stopped touring for Time Is Up. Dave, what was your plan? What did you want to do?
We didn't have too much of an objective other than write really fast because we only had a few months in between tours to write and record the entire new album.
So you got right back into work.
Fuck yeah, it never stops.
So should I assume that by the time you finished touring Time Is Up, did you already have songs written for Unnatural Selection, or did you just have ideas brewing? What was going on?
There were some pretty complete ideas, but for the most part, it was, I'd say 60% of it was new right there in the writing time.
And as we look back at Time Is Up, we were fortunate enough to catch you guys a couple of times. The last time we had you here at the home studio, it was great to have you guys. Looking back now at what you did with Time Is Up, do you feel like, that time for the band was really, really crucial? Do you feel like, we went out and succeeded at what we wanted to do with that record?
Yeah, for sure. And we did a lot of touring to support it and got a lot of new fans that way. And, just kept pushing it, and things were going well.
Now, as we talk about the new record, Unnatural Selection, it came out on June 25th. So all you people out there who don't yet have it, go buy it on iTunes, anywhere you can get your hands on it, and pick it up. Definitely a killer piece of work. I think the record, for the most part, has gotten great reviews. So when you compare Unnatural Selection to Time Is Up, in your opinion, what do you think differentiates the two records?
I think it's more slamming, groovy, rockin', and old school.
Yeah.
I'd say and better lyrics.
Did you approach it any differently, Dave? Honestly, when you tour with your bandmates for a lengthy amount of time, obviously you're going to gel better. Was the writing process smoother with Reese? Because I knew at that time, back a couple years ago, he was kind of fairly new to the band. So how did all that chemistry come into play?
Writing the album was a lot more collaborative than Time Is Up, and that was really cool to get to work with, a brew of ideas instead of when we did Time Is Up. Jesse contributed some riffs, but for the most part, drums, bass, guitar, vocals, almost all of it was out of my brain. So it was really nice to have other musicians to fill in the fucking holes, and I think that's part of why this album sounds a little different also.
And undoubtedly, I think this record is providing different angles of what Havoc can deliver. Definitely you guys are keeping to the roots of it. When I heard it for the first time, like, yes, this is Havoc, but yet you guys it sounded like a little I don't want to say tighter, but a little bit more developed than what we had seen with Time Is Up. It wasn't always, you guys weren't always going Mach 10.
I see. Yeah, I would definitely say it's more refined in our songwriting.
And you did the production work. Where did you record the record? Things like that.
Actually, we tracked the drums at the Gothic Theater in Denver, and the rest of it at my house in the studio.
And that's killer because I remember the first time I met you, Pete. The first thing I said when I met you, I said, "Damn, you're a badass drummer, dude." So I'm glad that, and I know Dave knows that, and I'm glad that. That really there was a huge attention paid to the recording of the drums. I've read some interviews where you've said, recording in that theater was a little daunting for you.
Yeah, I actually thought it was kind of cool too, because usually we record in the studio and it's real cramped, so it was cool to be in a big room and kind of just let loose and have the natural sound of the drums just be produced. So it's cool. I liked it.
And how do you feel? How do you feel you captured your playing this time around? Did you unleash the beast, or did you kind of have to? Did Dave kind of say, hey, let's keep a mid-tempo here, or let's do some extra fills, or did you really just kind of do what you wanted to do?
Yeah, for the most part, you know, I did what I want to do. Dave obviously has some ideas that we threw in there, and you know, like you said, it was a lot more collaborative, so we kind of bounced off ideas, and you know, all ended up in where the album is. Yeah.
And I think people were also kind of pleasantly surprised to see that you got a big name mixer for the record. Terry Date did the record. Of course, everybody knows Terry Date from his work, primarily with his work with Pantera. What was it like, Dave? Did you just send him the music, or did you actually kind of sit with him and talk a little bit about what you wanted as far as the mixing?
Yeah, unfortunately, we were on tour when the whole time it was being mixed, so bouncing mixes back and forth was pretty arduous.
Did you say like, Terry, this is not good, I want this, or did you were like, Terry, whatever you want is good?
It was a little bit of both, because I mean, you trust Terry Date's judgment, but at the same time, it's our music, and there's a certain way that we're trying to present our sound, you know. Right. So yeah, it was collaborative between his ear and our ears, but like I said, bouncing tracks and trying to say this mix is good or this mix is not good when you're on the road going 75 miles an hour down the highway. Right. And you can't be in the room with the guy. It's a little tough, but it sounds good in the end.
Yeah, it sounds fantastic. I mean, I rock it on the stereo, and it sounds great. I'm going to get me a hard copy tonight. Usually, you know, when a record drops, I just get it right away online. So I'm actually anxious to kind of look at take a deep look into the cover work. Talk a little bit about, there's been, you know, the first single, Gimme Liberty, Gimme Death, is made some huge headways. I think there's been some discussions about how kind of politically centric this record is. Talk a little bit lyrically about the content and about the title, Unnatural Selection.
The title comes from the closing track of the record, which is Unnatural Selection, and it's about the Holocaust. Other than that, all the lyrics on the album are basically non-fiction based, and everything is based on reality and what's really going on in the real world. There's songs about religion, taking care of business, politics, you know, Big Brother watching everything you do. Right. This album's got a lot of diversity, I think, in the lyrics, and I hope that the lyrics make people think or motivate them to get off their ass and go do something with their life.
And now that you've had the opportunity really to kind of, I know you guys went to Puerto Rico, you were telling me a little while ago you went to Juarez, I know you guys have gone across the pond and done shows. Now that you're kind of doing this world traveling thing with the band, were those kind of the thoughts going into the lyrical content of this record, seeing a lot of what this world is really about underneath the surface?
I think that traveling internationally has helped us gain perspective of where we are in the world, because, you know, some people never even leave their home city. Right. But as far as the lyrics on the album, I made it a pretty big point to write them in a way that whoever's listening can relate to it on some level. And I think that's part of the appeal of the new album.
And I would be remiss not to mention the cover track, Children of the Grave, Black Sabbath cover track. How did the decision come to do that track? You guys really could have done anything.
Because the song is heavy as fuck, and lyrically it fits right in with the rest of the album. The lyrics are just as true today as they were when they were written.
And speaking of cover tracks, there's always been a question lingering in my mind for like the last 2 years or last year and a half. And I'll ask you on camera, because I think maybe other fans want to know. On the Time Is Up record, you guys did the Slayer cover. And then on the EP, Point of No Return, you did the same cover. Talk a little bit about that. I was kind of confused there.
Yeah, it was actually, the Slayer stuff was only released on Time Is Up on the iTunes version. It was not on the hard copy. So to have it available on a CD, we had it on the Point of No Return.
There you go.
Yep.
Okay, same. I did not know that. There you go. People, I can sleep at night now. So now you guys are taking this support for Unnatural Selection out on the road. The tour just started. Your headlining tour. What's it been like, Pete, so far?
It's been great. The shows, you know, first time in Mexico was awesome. We got treated really well, like we were saying. And then done a couple shows since then, and everyone's been coming out and buying merch, and everything's been great.
So what is this? How long will this track go? And what lies ahead for the rest of 2013?
We're out till about mid-September, and then we'll be just more touring.
No, you can't share any secrets yet. Do you have anything yet planned for what you would you prefer to headline, or would you say like, hey, let's get in front of some new people maybe and be a support act even for this record?
Yeah, we'll definitely do support stuff for this album, and there's nothing really to announce yet, but we'll definitely be hitting the road after this tour is over.
And also, the video for the first single, "Give Me Liberty to Give Me Death," has been out in rotation, getting strong support out there. I think, unlike your past videos, I think people were like anticipating seeing you guys rocking it, and it was more like a concept artsy type of video. Why was that decision made?
It was just a lyric video, and a lot of bands these days are putting out lyric videos before the album comes out, so we decided to do that. I guess just the lyrical content of that video seemed to get a lot of people talking.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing. That's the fucking point.
Yeah. Will you do more videos, Dave? Do you want to do more videos?
Yeah, we're gonna release a couple of videos, a couple of actual performance videos in the next couple months.
Well, for what tracks? Can you share?
Yeah, we'll be doing one for Chasing the Edge and one for Worse Than War. To start.
So as you guys are tracking, across the country and whatnot, wherever this year, do you would you like to kind of maybe record some live stuff, professionally kind of record some of your performances? Is that something that you're thinking about want to do?
Absolutely. Actually, on this tour, we're going to record a lot of the live shows, and hopefully we'll have something that we're able to put out at the end.
And I know that you guys are contracted right now to Candlelight Records out of the UK. How many more records do you have to do for Candlelight before you can kind of move on? Not that you want to move on, I'm just saying contractually, how many more pieces of work do you have to release for them?
We done.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Free agents?
Yes.
Sweet.
We're free.
Well, I mean, with all the excitement and the support that Havoc's been seeing in the past couple of years, I doubt that you guys will have any trouble landing a new home. Will you think Candlelight will come back to the table? Obviously, I think they will.
I'm not sure, but I know that there's talk of labels being interested, so I'm sure we'll figure out a new home sometime soon.
Have you been happy, content with what they've done in support of the band?
Candlelight's done us pretty well, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess... how can you knock the band, the label that really first believed in the band, I guess?
Exactly. Yeah, I got no complaint.
Cool, man.
Yeah, we wouldn't be where we are if it wasn't for it being on that label, so.
Cool. Anything else that I missed, gentlemen? I know we're kind of running through this. We're out here in the dark alleyways. I don't want to get stabbed or mugged or anything like that. The garbage smell is kind of killing me, but anything else that we missed, Dave? Anything you want to share with the fans out there in Texas and around the world who will see this interview about Havoc?
Thank you very much to anybody who's ever come to a show or bought a CD or a shirt or told your friends about the band, because without you people, we would not exist. And just support music and think for yourself, and life will be great.
How about you, Pete?
Yeah, like you said, thanks for all the fans coming out to the shows, buying merch, supporting the bands. It's all we can ask for, and we'll see you on the road.
Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you, Pete. Thank you, Dave. You know that we're big fans of Havoc here at the program. We will continue to support the band and your endeavors and follow you. We look forward to your performance tonight. What can the fans expect, man?
I hope everyone goes home with a sore neck and a lost voice.
Pure thrashiness. We drove up from San Antonio, I'm telling my guys, I don't know if we'll be able to make it home tonight, but if not, we got a truck we can sleep in, and we'll sleep until 4 or 5 in the morning, then make it home.
Oh yeah, gotta do what you gotta do.
Remember, everyone out there, you saw the band Havoc only right here on Rob's MetalWorks. Go pick up Unnatural Selection right now. They rock only on Rob's MetalWorks.